Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to share my thoughts on Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest episode 9, which was yet another fantastic episode, and for Lucy fans, dare I say, the best episode yet. Because Lucy had so many great moments in this episode, particularly in the second half leading to the cliffhanger ending. And as someone who's read the manga, now rereading the manga, it is translated so well from the manga to the anime, and I couldn't be more happy because Lucy is my number one favorite girl of all time across all forms of media and maybe even real life. Man, what a great episode. I mentioned this last week when, we got the reveal that the White Mage has all the members of Fairy Tail under her control, and that's how episode 8 ended. It was going to be the Battle of Fairy Tail 2.0, and Natsu outright says it in this episode. It's the Battle of Fairy Tail in Drazel, and there's all sorts of rematches too, so much great stuff. Let's just get right into it with the screenshots. Of course, it ended here with Mira Jane approaching them. We have Lucy, Natsu, and Urza, and then you see the whole guild there, as the White Mage says they've been dyed white. And I just love, they got everyone here. They even got, Mest in the background. They got, Loxus in his group. There's Macau and Wakaba, Panther Lily, and even the old man in a wheelchair. They're all ready to fight everyone. There's the White Mage, not to be confused with Toka. I know I got to keep reiterating, but it's Toka's body. There's two different people. There's Toka, the good one, and then the White Mage, the evil one. And you can tell when they transfer over because their eyes change. But what happens is the White Mage orders Lasana and Elfman to start beating on Mira because the White Mage is pissed off that Mira didn't bring everyone there. It's just Natsu, Lucy, and Urza, and Wendy, Carla. I think Happy was with them too. But Wendy, Carla, Gray, and Juvia are at the end because Juvia had fainted, if you remember. So it shows how ruthless they are, being controlled, just beating on their own sister right there. So there's some of the more powerful, and Jalal's there too, how can we forget? But they're ready to throw that. They kind of have some derpy faces with this screenshot I have, but it can't be helped. So that's the same screenshot before. I just wanted to start with that, where they're all shocked, like, how could you do this? And then it cuts over to Juvia, who is telling Gray what's going on and how the White Mage is able to influence them, because Juvia is kind of under the White Mage's spell a little bit, because she has these moments where she can talk to Gray and the others and explain the situation, but also there's a moment later in the episode where she's being controlled. And I have multiple Juvia screenshots here to illustrate her massive Juvies, if you will. Like, my goodness, man. They have the angles going, and it's so sweet how Gray's looking after her, the love of his life, which, he had his run-in with Juvina in the last episode, and he basically admitted that he does love Juvia as well. Juvia's always like, oh, Gray-sama, and Gray loves her too, but he can't quite admit it just yet. He needs to be more of a man, as Elfman would say. So as this is going on, Juvia realizes the others are in trouble and tells Wendy and Gray to save the day. Wendy also has a new outfit. I think we saw that in last week's episode as well. But they save the day. Gray uses Ice Wall to defend. But then Loxus punches right through, and it shows how overpowered Loxus is. But our heroes are able to escape. And then the White Mage explains that they have these, I guess they're lacrima, right? The green lacrima in the 5 different areas on Alderon's back. We saw the 5 different cities or whatever. There were 2 on his hands, 1 on the left hand, 1 on the right hand, 1 on his back, 1 on the left shoulder, and 1 on the right shoulder. And the White Mage says if she destroys them all, which she's going to use Fairy Tail to destroy them all, then she can control Alderon. And we saw him, the Wood Dragon God, how huge he is, and I'm sure the immense power he wields. But as it stands, he's a peaceful dragon god because he lives with the people and basically makes a 5 little cities for them, if you will. So the White Mage is just scheming. It shows everyone breaking into different groups. We have Gajia, Levy, and Panther Lily. We have the Strauss family, Lasana, Mira Jane, and Elfman. There were some of the jobber characters like Macau, Wakaba, and Romeo. And then Loxus wasn't with them, but it's the Raging tribe, the Thunder tribe, who is always with Loxus. Bixlow, Evergreen, and Freed. So they all form different groups there, different factions. This is Juvia explaining the deal between Toka and the White Mage. Toka is the good one, the White Mage is the evil one. And of course, Toka has a crush on Natsu. To which Lucy's like, crush on Natsu, wait a minute, that's me. And then Natsu, I don't even know who this woman is. Leave me alone. And there's Happy and Carla, cute little screenshot there. And this is the instance when Juvia gets controlled. You see in her eyes, she gets controlled by the White Mage to deliver a message. And then revealing more information how the White Mage, can control others from a distance, which is how she was able to control Mercphobia in the first arc of the series. And I love this slide from Wendy right here. Thank goodness Gildart-san isn't here. Can you imagine? Who would even defeat Gildart? Because he's the strongest in the entire guild. And they got to write him out of the story every so often. Because otherwise, how are we going to deal with him? So you have that. But Natsu takes it in stride. He starts flexing. You see his grin. It's the Battle of Fairy Tail and Drazel. I'm all fired up. And Lucy's just looking at him. And I think this is my first comparison to the manga. How accurate it is. I'm all fired up. The Battle of Fairy Tail and Drazel. And no. You see she's waving the hand. But she has the same expression. And Natsu, the shark teeth, he's all fired up. And Lucy, calm down, will you? But Natsu, he's just thinking, it's a way to get a rematch against Gajio. A way to get a rematch against Loxus. I'll take them all on. So there he is. You can't stop Natsu. You gotta love it. And everyone sort of gets separated here. Juvia's with Gray, Urza's going her own direction, Wendy as well, and then Natsu and Happy are just going off to fight them all. And this is another comparison to the manga. Juvia makes these puppy dog eyes and says, "Oh, Gray-sama, because I'm still under control of the White Mage, I need you to protect me." And you have, let's see, Gray-sama, Juvia cannot use her magic. Can you please protect her? And I have this zoomed in. You see 400% because that's how big it is in the manga. It's a really small panel, and it just goes to show you where the anime can enhance these scenes and add more life to them. And I just love it. It's so cute. Look at Juvia's cute little face, even in the manga panel. But she's so sweet. I love her. But yeah, Gray runs into Bixlow, and that's going back to the very beginning of the series, the Battle of Fairy Tail, man. When Gray fought against Bixlow. And it's the whole Thunder Tribe where you have Bixlow, Freed, and Evergreen. And Gray's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm way stronger now. I can kick your ass. Because remember, Bixlow defeated him. And it was actually Lucy and Loki who defeated Bixlow in the very, very beginning of the series way back when. But Bixlow used an underhanded tactic to defeat Gray. And Gray's like, well, dude, it's been years. I'm way stronger. So you better watch it, bro. And I love that smirk he gives him. This shows you real quick, Natsu defeats Mikao and Wakaba and Romeo. I just didn't get the screenshot of Romeo real quickly. And this brought back some nostalgia for me personally because just the other day, I've been really nostalgic for Fairy Tail doing these reviews. Of course, watching the series, doing the reviews, rereading the 100 Years Quest manga now. I decided to rewatch the original series too, and I watched episodes 1, 2, and 3 from the original series. And like episode 2, it shows you Mikao is a badass. And as the series progressed, of course, the 7-year time skip after Tenro Island, he kind of just turns into a joke character. But there's so many characters in the Fairy Tail series, so I just found it so funny how episode 2 they kind of build Mikao up as a badass, and here he is getting jobbed to Natsu. But then Gajio shows up. He's like, Salamander, I'll take ya and get. And he's beating the crap out of Natsu, but it's just firing him up even more. And you have them both go into their different transformations here this is Iron Shadow mode, I think it was called. He inherited that from Rogue during the Grand Magic games. And then Natsu with Fire Lightning mode. So the two of them are going at it. We don't see the conclusion of this fight in this episode, but it'll continue next week. So that's cool. And then, of course, because Happy was with Natsu, Panther Lily was also with Gajio. The two Exceeds are going to fight. And then when Natsu does his Fire Thunder transformation, the lightning, or it's the Fire Lightning, I forget what it's called. You know what it's called. But the lightning scares Panther Lily, and Happy gets a cheap shot and hits him with his fish. Look at that, another excellent, paddle for the screen to the paddle. Oh my god, sorry Lily! Yes, I knocked him out! So I'm happy he got the kill. And then it cuts over to the best girl. Did I mention how much I love Lucy? And she's just so beautiful, man. I love her. Just running, trying to see where her opponent is. Her beautiful eyes. And she runs into the Strauss family. Elfman, Mira Jane, and Lasana. And it's like, uh-oh, I'm against Mira-san of all people. It can't be. So Mira Jane transforms with her Satan Soul ability. And, you know, to the sexy demon succubus that she is. So Lucy decides to summon Loki. And then Loki says, yeah, I can't beat her. And Lucy, what do you mean you can't beat her? You're the strongest of all the celestial keys. What are you talking about? So she summons Virgo as well. And then Virgo's like, yeah, I can't beat her either. And Lucy's like, oh, come on. What do I pay you people for? But they decide to fight anyway. And of course, they're able to prevail. And I love this shot. Just, you know, these are some of Lucy's earliest spirits too. Against Duke Everloo getting Virgo under her contract. And then Loki, remember, he was masquerading as just a member of Fairy Tail. And that was when I really fell in love with Lucy, when she was able to seal the contract with Loki. And that was when you saw the Celestial Spirit King for the first time. And here he is now, our closest companions. I just love it. And here it is again in the manga. Again, it's like it's not even a full page in the manga. It's just a square because I have it zoomed in some more. And there it is in the anime. The colors make it pop. I love it, but still, it's still awesome in the manga as well. Elfman. So what happens here is Lucy's fighting against Lasana. Virgo is going to fight against Mira Jane, and then Loki is going to fight against Elfman, who does the Beast Soul transformation. Let's use the real lion. Yeah, Loki's going to kick your ass, bro. And then Virgo, well, as she sees Mira, you know, she's the sexy demon. If you want to torment someone, do it to me. I love bondage and being humiliated. And I'm like, oh man, what did she say in the manga? And I think it's even more raunchy in the anime. Here it is in the manga. Can you punish me, please? What about restraints or shaming stuff? I like that. Where she says outright bondage and being humiliated in the anime. But again, you see the same thing with the stars in her eyes. It's so good. And then Mira just slaps her and you see Virgo. Oh, I love it. Give me another one. So Lasana starts fighting against Lucy. Lasana did her transformation as well to turn into the cat girl. There's my favorite girl, Lucy, again. And you see Lasana scratches at Lucy's shirt there. Of course, we get some nice boobage, but she's scratched in all the wrong places. And I had to see as well how it transferred over from the manga. And I dare say the anime, again, made it more raunchy. Because here it is in the manga. You see she's scratches her. There's a little mark. But you got the whole boob action there. And the best part of the episode, I have a video here, was Lucy's Stardress transformation using Stardress Mix for the first time in the anime. And combining both Loki, Leo, and Virgo's powers into one. And this reminded me so much of her transformation in the Dragon Cry movie when she turned into the Capricorn Stardress. And just look up the song Lucy's Counterattack from the Dragon Cry OST. And the music that played during this scene reminded me of that so much. But just check it out. Such a beautiful scene. I couldn't possibly get all the screenshots of this because there's just so many. But you see, she gets a full-on magical girl transformation. The fairy queen that she is. Look at her, man. The earrings, the wigs. I love it so much, man. Look at it. Dude. This was so good. I was marking out watching this. I was in love once again. But the queen herself, the fairy queen. So, Stardress Mix. Leo Virgo form. Oh yeah. And just to pause again, I guess I'm gonna show you like just you see like again her eyes. She's just so beautiful, man. And like they give her this she's like a little fairy right there. And then as it keeps going, you get like the ass shot. Let me see if I can oh, I think I went too fast. Like, look at that. The arch. Look at the ass shot as she sprouts her wings. So good, man. And there she is as a still frame. So good. Up close. My queen right there. I kneel for my queen Lucy. And here it is in the manga. So in the manga, all you got was that there she is in the Loki form, the Leo Stardress, and she says I'm gonna transform, and she gets that like one little snippet, and then there you go into her Stardress form. With this, you get like 40 seconds, well, we'll say like 30 seconds of her transforming, doing a full-on magical girl transformation, and it's just so good. And I don't know, man, like you always go back to the manga, but to me, the colors look so good. And this is a comparison to the cover of Volume 4, where you see everything in color, and it's all done about as good as you can ask for. So, man, I love this episode. I had so much fun watching it. I can't wait to watch it again with the English dub. And just, I can't praise Lucy enough. I'm going to do a whole video just praising Lucy at some point, I guess. But anyway. And also, to those who are fans of other girls, like, you know, you got some Juvia stuff here too. But for Urza fans, oh man, stay tuned next week, because I think that's going to be more of the Urza-centered episode, whereas this was more of the Lucy episode. Next week, episode 10, will probably start with Lucy, you know, defeating Mira Jane, moving on, Natsu and Gajeel wrapping up their battle, and then Urza fans rejoice. And also, at the very end, they had the name for the next episode. It's called New Foes. What could that mean? And what's going on with our friends from Diabolos? Find out next week in Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day, and peace out.
99.